Welcome back, guys. My name is Topher Smurf. We've got a big update and quite a few things to cover. All of these updates are coming from the Korea patch notes that just dropped, so we're going to check those out and see what we have in store, hopefully in the next month or two. All right, so let's start out. We've got coming to our servers here on globally and North America. We do have Harmonia coming here very soon. Harmonia seems like she's pretty decent, significantly better than the Wind one, but just real quick run through what we're about to get with Harmonia here, and then we can move on to the patch notes. So first of all, Harmonia here is a support, a fire support. She will be a part of the Illusion Gardens, and you'll be able to get her that way. So it's another free monster that we're able to sort of utilize. First skill, nothing crazy. Second skill is where we get into some cool stuff. Plays a beautiful melody, 4 mana cost, by the way. Plays a beautiful melody to remove harmful effect on the team member with the most harmful effects in the team and apply immunity to the target team member if the harmful effect is successfully removed. Afterward, recovers the HP of allies within the area. The recovery amount is based on max HP. Okay, so this one's kind of an awkward cleanse heal skill. It only removes one harmful effect, and it removes it from the person that has the most harmful effects. And then it's going to recover and apply immunity afterwards. So let's say your monster has 3 harmful effects on them. They're going to get one of those removed. They're going to have immunity placed on them, and then they're attempting to get healed. But if there's unrecoverable or some other debuff like that, that's going to stop that healing, then that's really not that helpful in my opinion. So I guess it's a nice little heal. It removes 1 debuff. So let me read that again. Plays a beautiful melody to remove the harmful effect of the team member with the most harmful effects in the team. Remove 1 harmful effects. So what I'm reading is that's 1 harmful effect. Hopefully it's all of the harmful effects, much like Kumar. So if I'm reading that wrong, let me know down in the comments. But if it's just 1 harmful effect on 1 monster, that's really bad. But hopefully it's all the harmful effects with that singular monster. Then applying immunity on them, that's a pretty solid one for sure. Okay, so let's move on to skill 3 here. Also 4 mana cost. Evens out the HP ratio of the enemy target. So takes their HP, brings it up, right? Evens out the HP ratio of the enemy target and the team member with the lowest HP ratio and deals fixed damage based off the target's maxed HP if the enemy's target's HP is at a certain ratio or above. Afterward, recovers the HP of team members nearby itself below a certain HP ratio. The recovery amount is based on the target's max HP. Okay, the HP balancing effect of this skill does not apply to bosses and elite creatures. All right, so not a boss thing, so it's going to be good for summoners. It's sort of a PvP or creature sort of thing. So it's going to reduce their health while increasing your health or your team member's health. So it's sort of like an equivalent exchange sort of thing. So not bad, interesting. It's going to be interesting for monsters that are kind of like divey monsters or monsters that, do damage to themselves perhaps, or monsters that you expect to lose health pretty quickly. So I can see that being kind of helpful, but overall, I don't really see her doing a whole lot or really taking the place of any healers that we have right now. Like Ophelia, even though she's a knight, does an amazing job along with Ariel, along with Juno. There's a lot of different supports out there that just do a lot of these things better. So I'm not particularly excited about Harmonia. When she does come out, we'll definitely have to test her out and see how it goes. But let's go ahead and move on to the patch notes. Patch notes are here from the Korea server, and they're pretty packed full of quite a few things. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. So obviously these have the Korean translations on them. I will switch over to the game and show you in game when it's applicable, and I'll be able to show you some of that. So one of the biggest things that they're being added to the game here is a sort of a pet system, monster favorability, essentially like how much that monster likes you, right? And you get perks for increasing the likeness or the favorability in that monster. So as you can see here on the screen, there's the big number at the bottom left right now. It says 0%. That's sort of your overall favorability rating. They also call it affinity here. So we can actually switch over and we can see that in game. So if we head over to one of our monsters in our monster book, this is on my little tiny Soletta. You can see right here at the top here, I've already gained a little bit of favorability with Konamiya here simply by doing a little bit of questing, a little bit of monster killing, and just passively gaining that favorability. Right now it's only at 0.41. So you can see that little bit of favorability being gained there. So favorability is going to be a neat thing for us. If I scroll back over to the notes here, you can earn points by cooking you, so you can essentially give them a treat that they like up here. So each monster is going to have their own set of foods and things that they like, and you can cook that for them and give that to them, and they will increase their favorability score, essentially how much they like you. So it's not going to be cheap. Some of these foods are kind of on the pricier side, so if you're like me and you are not auto farming and gathering quite a lot, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So it might be a kind of do this over time sort of thing. You can also get it by field hunting, gathering, mining, fishing, guild requests, the dispatch, and the Lizardman Exploration Center. So basically when you send them out on a dispatch for a guild request, or the Lizardman, you send them out to get Skystones or whatever material you need. If you send your monster out, they will get favorability. So they'll increase that score that we saw up here. They'll increase that score. So pretty cool little system overall. Gives us something kind of more to achieve with each of our monsters. There are a lot of monsters, so this is going to take quite some time, but I would imagine we'd probably focus on some of our better monsters, our favorite monsters first. When you do reach a certain point with 4 and 5 star monsters, you will get currency. And the big thing that a lot of your top level players are going to be looking for is the expanded encyclopedia. So that is the book effect. So whenever you have, and let me come over here to a 5-star monster here. Whenever you have your 5-star monsters here, they all come with, switch this over, they all come with a set of book effects. So for Praha here, it is HP and accuracy. That is her book effect. Now I can't unlock and show you these other 2 effects, but essentially you're going to have different sets of effects that you can choose from. And this can be really good because some of the book effects don't really line up with the monsters and what they need, but this at least gives you a chance to decide what set of stats you need for your monster. Maybe you have a really great set of runes on the monster. You put all of your stones in there and you've got them maxed out, but you need a little bit of something. You can probably switch over to a different effect that might boost the stats in the area that you're weak in. So this is a nice change overall. It's going to take some time to get all of your monsters that you need up to that point. But I think this will be the biggest draw for most, is the ability to change the encyclopedia or the book effect here. All right, let's switch on back over to the notes here. After expanding the encyclopedia effect, it can be activated from the encyclopedia pop-up box like I just showed you guys. 1 and 3 star monsters, there is just a currency reward. So really we're going to be focused mostly on the 4 and 5 star monsters, obviously for the rewards as you can see here, but for that expanded book effect. Okay, so that's pretty much it with that. It's just going to be a lot of grinding, so just be prepared for that. Moving on, we have a new system here called Summoner Transformation. And I'll show you this in game here in just a second. But the idea here is that you can literally transform your summoner into some of these little monsters. Right now, there are only 6 monsters to choose from on the Korea server. The Light Hard, Lizard Man, you've got the Martial Cat here, the Fairy, you've got Copper, and you've got the Charger Shark here. So those are your different options. I can show you in game actually some of the options. You come over here to your summoner and you go down to transformation, and I can already see quite a bit of things here. Couple things to note is over on the right hand side, this is going to be your acquisition missions. So it's like the things you've got to do. You got to give them some food, you've got to give them some light attribute monster pieces, and then you also have to reach level 5 affinity with this monster. Affinity is going to be it's essentially XP that is based off of like those little XP potions, but it's a different XP potion, and I'll show you that here in just a second. We can hop over to actually our arena shop, and you'll see one type here is this normal transformation XP potion. So it basically is an XP potion, but it's different. It's got purple and pink in it, and this is what we're going to use to essentially level up our transformation monsters, right? So if we head back over there, right now we are currently at, we have not acquired him, but then we'll have to reach that level 5 affinity for that. Got a couple other skill tabs here. You actually can use a couple skills while you're in that transformation. And then here is like your list of effects that you own. There actually is a permanent effect that you get from acquiring each of these transformations. So essentially, for instance, when you get the Harg up here, you're going to get, and I'll switch back over, you can see here, the stamina of light attribute characters increase by 540. So all your light characters have an increase of 540. Down here, martial cat, attack power. I guess stamina is HP. Yeah, probably. Attack power of the wind attribute characters increases by 35. So a nice little boost in stats once you get all of these. Kind of like getting a outfit. You get a nice little boost to that particular monster stats. Okay, really pretty simple here. If you come up here, you can see what these transformations give you. So, getting all the transformations, awesome. Once you reach the different levels of transformations here, you can see that each one gives you something slightly different. You've got gathering speed for the light Harg, you've got mining speed for the lizard man, fishing speed, and then you've got the 3 stars, which are again gathering, mining, and fishing, but at a lower percent. So honestly, we're probably just going to be focused on those couple of 4 stars because they're going to offer you the best bonuses to those speeds. So if you do a lot of gathering, if you do a lot of mining, if you do a lot of fishing, this is going to be something you definitely want to be focused on as soon as possible so you can reap the most rewards. So pretty cool overall. I hope they do something a little bit more with this whole transformation effect. It'd be kind of cool. Maybe we could hop into Galagos as a monster with a couple other people from our guild or our friend group and have some fun in Galagos or some other content like that. But we could play as monsters. That'd be, I don't know, kind of fun, kind of interesting, something new, something different. So pretty cool. We'll have to see how this plays out and how difficult it is to do some of this stuff. But overall, that's what we got coming up. Next, Magic Engineering. So Magic Engineering is going to be a new tab down here, which I haven't quite unlocked yet on my little Korea account here. But you can basically get the idea. It's a disassembling sort of thing. So you'll be able to disassemble essentially, or melt down a lot of the materials, books, just leftover stuff. Pretty much everything in your inventory can be melted down if you so choose. I don't recommend everything, but if you have a surplus of certain things, you can melt them down and you're going to get these little blue crystals. These little blue crystals are sort of going to be sort of like an energy or like a currency essentially for the next process. And that's down here in this sort of oven smelter thing. So you can see the cost down here of smelting something. And then over here, this little like honey jar, this liquid down here at the bottom right, 0 out of 30, that is your energy. So that will replenish over time. And you can also replenish it with crystals if you so choose. Not the blue crystals, but the regular crystals in case, you want to do a lot of this hex tech crafting, this magical engineering, which is quite interesting. So essentially you can craft all kinds of interesting things here. Items that can be crafted is galaxy stones, magic books, emblems, artifact fragments, elixir of intermediate transformation experience. So for your transmog into characters, right? Transmog into monsters, and other professional skill material items. So this will be a possibility to when you like craft something in here, you can get a success. Obviously, you can succeed and get the item that you might be looking for, but you can also get a great success and you can get a higher level item like the legendary book or something like that. So it's going to be an interesting little system. I'm sure there's some things in our inventory that we just don't need. It's a little bit nerve wracking because I feel like all of a sudden they just like make something very much needed again. So a little bit hesitant to just start melting down everything, but we'll once it does come out here on the North America and global servers, I'll definitely make a guide on it and we'll talk about it more. So that is going to be an interesting process there. So we do have all the dragons. We'll talk about that either on stream or in another video. Dragons look like they're pretty cool. We'll see if Rad here is as good as they say he's supposed to be, like Genos, but I don't think so. Not my Genos. So we come down here and a couple other small little things, but kind of important. You've got World Boss. World Boss changes here, nothing crazy. We're just getting more rewards. They have been tracking the amount that the servers are able to do, like how much damage each server is able to do. So we're going to get a reward based off the amount of damage that the server does. Right now, I don't have World Boss unlocked, so I can't show you that. But essentially, there's different damage levels, and as you go up in the damage levels, you'll be able to get more rewards. So it's actually pretty substantial little rewards. So, you know, if you're missing out on the actual rank rewards, you know, or first through 100th place, right now that a lot of our servers are getting merged and stuff, it's a lot harder to get those higher ranks. So this is going to hopefully replenish some of those World Boss rewards for you. So over in Arena, they've made some small changes, especially to making the top ranks more anonymous. And this is kind of an interesting change. Something that obviously happens for a long time is just gaming of Arena. So friends and guildies and whatnot won't attack each other, or they'll make sure that they only attack certain people to make sure to keep them out of the top. So that way one of their buddies can be first place. It's a whole thing that people do. And, I guess this has come to us kind of trying to counteract that a little bit. It's not going to stop it. You can still tell what monsters, you can still tell what rank they are in particular. So it's not necessarily going to stop the gaming of the challenge arena, but it'll slow it down. It'll slow it down and make it more annoying for sure. So that is a small little change that they're making to hopefully kind of fix that a little bit. Nothing else incredible. Battlefield, they made some small changes to Battlefield with basically people that would just sit there and AFK and just like accept rewards from the. It's actually really hard to win Battlefield without that fifth person. So I don't know what they're expecting, just to sit there and maybe reap a reward. But I would rather actually try a little bit and actually reap rewards from winning. But nonetheless, they're going to be giving you a pretty big penalty for AFKing or going idle in Battlefield. So unable to match Battlefield for 2 hours. That is most of the time. So that is kind of crazy. There also later on, there is going to be a Battlefield pass. We'll talk about that in a second. But before that, we've got guild changes. The only real change here is the guild boss is getting changed out, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be it's that final boss from Toa Hard. Basically, it's the One Punch Man boss clone, Kabuto. So hey, come to us. We made a clone of the boss. Can we make some clones of the One Punch Man monsters? No? Okay. We're just going to give us dragons that will hopefully subside. No. Okay. Another pass, another battle pass. So of course we have the Summoner's Pass. We've had the Arena Pass, which Summoner Pass and Arena Pass are both very good value. I'm not going to lie. They're pretty good value. And if you're going to spend any money on the game, I've always said those are the first things to get. But the Battlefield Pass, if you actually come over and check out the store here, you can actually see how much more significantly expensive this is on the Korea server. Now, obviously, these numbers are different on the Korea server, you know, currency exchanges and stuff like that. It's completely different, but there is a substantial jump in price to the Battlefield Pass, at least on the Korea server. So come over here and you can kind of see what you get. Obviously, you know, it's increased rewards all the way up. You get some legendary books, which are nice. Those are extremely expensive. You get these purple artifacts, which are extremely expensive. And a max crystal. Personally, I don't know if that's necessarily enough benefit. You do get 1.5 Battlefield completion rewards, 21 per week. So that is a benefit of getting the pass. You also get 1.5 purchase count of season products. So you can buy more of those products in the Battlefield pass or in the Battlefield store. So if you do Battlefield a ton, which I do not, but if you do Battlefield and you max out on all of your Battlefield refreshes, this is probably something you're going to go for. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like it has that much value in it for the amount that you're paying in comparison to the other passes. So hopefully they dial that back for you guys. But people that spend a lot of time in the game typically also spend a lot of money in the game, and this is the target audience for that. So we'll see. We'll see if that sticks around. Maybe that price will drop a little bit. Not sure. Okay, let's switch back over to the notes and see if there's anything else left here. I don't think there was a whole lot left. This is a little bit confusing, this equipment binding. Essentially, from what my thought process is, and I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but it sounds like maybe you can have two set effects going on at the same time, or you can like swap set effects in the middle of a battle. So for instance, a lot of us have been debating Twisted Marsh weapon and sub weapon versus Tree of Heroes sub weapon and weapon, or the Metis sub weapon and weapon, which actually is really good for PvE. So we've been debating some of those, and you know, it's kind of hard to change those out. I think this is going to help with that particular situation. So I'm hoping it's going to maybe double up on the set effect. I don't know. That might be a little broken, but if it doesn't double up on the set effect, then hopefully it just like allows us to switch set effects or something like that in the middle of battle. So not quite sure what that's going to be, but it is somewhat interesting. Nothing else crazy. They are finally getting the Soletta costumes people have been asking for. The Water Play set, the Full Moon set, the Night Festival set, Merry Santa, Night Sky Rabbit, Spring Romance, and White Vow. So a lot of these purchasable costumes for all the other summoners are finally coming to Soletta. So we'll see how those look on Soletta. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Nothing else was crazy. We've got some cool costumes coming here for, here's the Kino one. I'll zoom out a little bit. Here's the Orbio one. Got the Soletta one and the Cleef one. Little derpy. Oh, and one more thing. Not sure how I feel about this one, but you ready for this? I'm working on my Korea account right now. Just got done with Act 5. So needing to go into Katana now. So move to Katana. Oh, wait. Screw that. 3,500 crystals. Best 3,500 crystals I've spent in this entire game. And we're done. All of Katana. Welcome to 2023. We don't have to play video games anymore. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'll catch you guys in either the next live stream or the next video. Peace.